How's it going, you emotional deprived demon hunter bastards? My name is FOXSOL. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video on Peak of Combat, or better known as, you guessed it, Wallet May Cry. The game trying its best to separate your cash from your wallet and make you cry. Today's video, we're going to talk about V. We're going to do a simple build video. We're going to discuss the character in general. So if you're trying to pull for him to see whether or not you know, it's a justifiable pull, it's a justifiable cost for you. Yeah, let's just get started.
Where's your motivation?
Alrighty. As you can see, I have started building up my V somewhat. He's level 17 right now. And in all honesty, I was not going to build him. I was just going to leave him be and finish off my Dante and my Virgil. But I've been having people coming in the live stream talking about him, like, hey, I want to see. We've been having conversations about V because I understand he's the newest limited character that came out. They put him on here. We got his costume. So I took the time to play the character, build the character a little bit, and I have an opinion. Whether you agree with my opinion or not, that's up to you. But this is the next tier unit. I'm going to tell you that first and foremost. Is he better than Virgil? Well, not really, because they have two different play styles. But what he presents to the table is just as good as Virgil, if that makes sense. First and foremost, we need to take a look at the talents on this character. And like always, we start with B. Rank B. The Elegant Chapter is activated, which increases the basic, damage of basic attacks by 10% for both combo A and B. And if the stylish rank is at S, it enhances another 2%, making it 12%. At rank A, when Nightmare End is activated, you gain 150 MP. And when V reads a poem, you gain 150 MP with a cooldown of 20 seconds. This right here, this does not matter. Do not worry about this 20%. We'll show that in a little bit. Falling Snow. This is when you first get the characters at S. We haven't gone any further than this right now. I haven't done any more pulls because, like I said, I don't particularly care for the character. But if we did get another pull, I'll show you. But Falling Snow. Upon entering the battle, Nightmare will unleash a freezing pulse every 3 seconds, inflicting a fixed amount of ice damage and applying Iceborne to targets, slowing their movement for 5 seconds. This right here, by going ahead and doing the Iceborne and slowing the movements of enemies by 5 seconds, doesn't sound like really that amazing, but it actually is pretty good. It helps set up opportunity for your other characters. When it comes down to going up higher than that, S+, when V successfully checkmates a target, he immediately gains 130 MP and increases the ice damage of V and Nightmare by 15% for 15 seconds. Now, this effect does not stack, but if the target is affected by Iceborne and then checkmate non-lethal, can perform on a target regardless of its HP while removing Iceborne and gaining again 130 MP. This right here all matters. When we go up, we get again, an additional 40% on Iceborne or Chill. After summoning Nightmare, he will crash to the ground like a meteorite and generate a large shockwave, freezing all targets applying Iceborne. More slow. When V successfully checkmates a target, it immediately gains 130 MP, increased damage for 25% for the next 15 seconds, and if then checkmates, non-lethal can be performed on a target regardless of its HP, removing Iceborne and gaining 130 MP. Get into SSS. Entering the battle increases the ice damage of V and Nightmare for 23 seconds for the next 25 seconds. There is no cooldown. At SSS Plus, when V successfully checkmates a target, immediately gains 130 MP and increases the ice damage of V by 30 and Nightmare by 35%. And same thing. Okay. Then we get to EX, where when the MP is above 80%, activating Domination inflicts 82% more damage after summoning Nightmare or activating Domination, and increases the damage of subsequent checkmates by, which is a non-lethal version, by 200%. Reading this and thinking of what it's saying and what it's trying to portray is telling me that, you know, an EXV is really pretty damn good. Now, why is he really good? It's because this motherfucker basically has an unlimited devil trigger if you really want to think about it. And Nightmare is on the ground. There's a lot of things going on. The card set that you really are looking for is going to be the Cerberus card set. Now, these aren't good cards because we really haven't pulled for Cerberus cards. But the chill gauge efficiency is something you really primarily want to look for. LP regen is really something else that I would adapt onto this character, as along with ice damage and attack. Overall damage is great. Ice damage is primarily what you're looking for. Crit damage would work as well if you can get the crit rate going up. But I wouldn't be too worried about the crit rate, and I wouldn't be too worried about the crit damage. I would be more worried about the MP regen, the attack by percentage, and ice damage, because those are really the three main features that he's focused on. And if you can get chill gauge efficiency, that just makes it even better, because he's an ice-based character. Looking over his skills, just like, look, this is a basic level 5, man. And in all honesty, like he already inflicts like an additional 586.4% of ice damage, you know, on his combos. Combo A on Nightmare does 2,685 plus 5, 2,222 right here on combo B. Like, the character is a really, really strong unit. That is what I'm going to basically push on to you. He is best served with his ideal lineup, just like they would say. This would be right now his current ideal lineup, which would be Frosty Gray, Swift Arsenal, and legitimately would work out really well. They do work out really well together. Doesn't mean that you have to use them. I'm going to tell you this right now, because you can honestly portray V as a support role because of the freezing. Now, something else I have never done in the other videos, but to showcase right here is the Hunter Specials, to showcase why V is really also good. V has several different elements to himself. From the ice damage, he also is great at inflicting damage, similar to that of Nero, and Virgil, Endless Judgment, and Devilbringer. He's a hard hitter like Royal Guard, like Fist of Salvation, like One Man Show, and Devil Crusher. So he can dish out powerful blows and break the damage of red shields at a great efficiency. We seen this last night when we were doing boss raid, and my basic level V was just destroying the shields on the Hellfield's fucking eyes like nobody's business. It was just boom. It just worked. It was super fucking strong. When it comes to chill, he does the same thing as Frosty Grays. Skills can fill the chill gauge, and once it's full, causes target to be chilled, and this also triggers the QTE for Ice Hunters. His one other ability, which he only has to himself right here, is slow. Skills can slow the target, and he can summon units into battle, which is Nightmare and basically his full range basic attack. And this skin right here is for all you girls out there, and maybe you guys too who might like it, but here's your slutty V. All right, let's just go ahead, going down to events. Let's go down into the skills section. Let's go ahead and take a look at the play style, the play, and what is really good about V. This is the lineup that we got going on. Frosty Gray, Swift Arsenal, and Eternal Nightmare. But we're going to be focusing strictly on Nightmare V's here's basic attacks. So one thing to get to know about V is that V is not the fastest character in the game when it comes to attacking. He does have his basic dodge, which actually turns into a surf. So if you want to be that pimp daddy that just wants to surf around in a circle, by all means, you got it. He has a poem book here, which if you read it, builds up your MP gauge.
The angel that presided on my birth said little creature formed of
That's why MP regen would be really good on this, because reading one poem basically already puts you in a state to where you can pretty much get straight into Devil Trigger. Like, this character is really fast automatically to get your Devil Trigger going, your MP gauge going. And his basic attack right there is full screen. As long as you could target the enemy, doesn't matter where you're at on the screen. You do not have to be near them. You could be far away. And in honesty, that is probably the game plan that you're looking for to be with V. You do not want to be in danger. Your job is you're a cripple. You want to be away from the danger as much as possible. Coming next to the enemy itself allows you to hold down the button, drop Nightmare, get out the way. While Nightmare is coming unleashed, you're still able to do your multi-hit, and then there you go. Stay far away and just sit here and read your manga. By reading your manga while Nightmare's out, allows your MP, your regen to basically go off still.
Hold infinity in the palm of your hand.
And this is where I would say, this is basically where you get, in a sense, infinite devil trigger.
The angel that presided on my birth said little creature formed of joy.
V does great damage
Love without the help.
in general with Nightmare.
Or death.
Like to me, like V is really is a great unit. It's just that he does not feel like a rewarding character. At the end of this, you can either hold down the trigger to do the laser beam, or by the time your MP gauge is completely gone, Nightmare will dish out a fucking giant ass fucking laser beam towards the enemy target, and then fade away. And then you got to play the game of beating the shit out of enemies, reading your palm book, to once again come back out and summon Nightmare. So this is where my problem comes in with V compared to the rest of the cast. And it's not really a problem for anybody but myself in general. It's because I used to play fighting games a lot. Guilty Gear was one of the main series, and I'm sure someone should be able to understand where I'm going to get at here is that using Strive, which is the latest game that came out, there's a character that was introduced that was Happy Chaos. Before it was Elfelt for Xrd and such and other characters. But Happy Chaos is a top tier character that sits back and shoots a gun. Complete and ranged character. I would play a character like Soul Bad Guy, and I would have to go ahead and deal with so much bullshit to go ahead and get to the Happy Chaos to be able to dish out my damage. And 9 out of 10 times I would get destroyed by a Happy Chaos. I almost got to the point where I started refusing playing against Happy Chaoses because it just did not feel fun to fight against. And then when I tried playing Happy Chaos was a character that I was like, dude, this is so simple, so easy. You could just sit here, shoot a gun, and people can't do shit about it. I could put a clone, do all this, and I not really have to work. And to me, the gameplay did not feel rewarding. So that's kind of the reason with V, how I feel about V, is that V does not feel rewarding. But does that mean that he's a bad unit? No, the unit, this is not even, look at the damage. Like, let's go ahead and reset our damage totals real quick. We do about 4,000 with an 8,000 crit right now. We're not even fully maxed out. We're just like level 78, and we don't even have our skills all the way done. We got the universal hell weapon, not even the exclusive hell weapon. And in all honesty, we're dishing out more damage than most other characters that we have that's around the same level. Like, the damage output is there. It's just that one thing that V really has problem with is that he's slow as fuck. His attacks aren't really that fast. But, I mean, he's a heavy hitter. This motherfucker takes down shields, he does great damage, he can chill, and then if you get an enemy close to the end of their life bar, you can execute them with the checkmate of your skill set like this. Which this enemy ain't dying, but basically that is what would happen. You can even do multiple targets if you have multiple enemies that is, you know, needing to be checkmate. His attacking is slow. His speed is considerably, like running around like this on the screen and just hitting is considerably fast. He pairs really well with, you know, like I said, with Frosty and with basically Swift Arsenal. He pairs out really well because that is what they want you to pair up with right now. I would hope in the future that a true DPS would come out like Dante Cerberus or something. That would really, I think he would become more of a support for that character. But that's not until much later in the future. I could see, for example, this character being used with Endless Judgment Virgil, being used with Devilbringer Nero and Fist of Salvation Dante, in the terms that what he generates is his effect with the slow for 5 seconds. Doesn't sound like a hell of a big deal, but if you got a massive enemy in influx and you got everyone to be stuck in one spot for 5 seconds and slow, you can then swap over to Fist of Salvation or Devil Bringer or Endless Judgment Virgil, and you can just have your way with, you know, all enemies stuck in one spot. General gameplay analysis on this is that, like I said, to me, V is kind of boring to play. What surprised me the most is that we were a level 16 and we went straight into SOS, not even fully developed. As you can see, our skill list was nowhere near. We were only actually at level 3, I believe, at the time when we did it. Now we're level 5 because I did put a little bit more since then into him. We weren't even at level 78. We were right there at level 65. Guys who watch the stream can correct me if I'm wrong. We had bare minimum card levels at 0 that we just had added, and then we just recently leveled it up. But we were just bare minimum, and we held our own, and we didn't die. We never had to get resurrected, and we were dishing out damage. Our job basically was destroying the shield, doing damage, and legitimate letting the other ones go ahead and inflict their more damage. So as a basic S rank, without upgrading him, without pushing him up, I can see that, you know, getting an SSS right here to get that additional 23% for 25 seconds of entering the battle would really start to show that, you know, his true potential. But in all honesty, an S version of Virgil, of V right here, of basically emo boy Virgil here, really, in all honesty, is really good. It's a great unit. I give him an S tier. I think he's better than Devil Bringer Nero when it comes in terms of damage and, you know, truly the ease of use. But that's up to you. That's up to you to decide what it is. You let me know in the comments below. Do you like V? Do you not like V? You know, I think that honestly, he is a fantastic unit with piss poor gameplay. Like, I don't find his gameplay as interesting to watch. I don't find it's interesting to play. But I have to give him credit. This V right here, compared to Nero, it's above Nero. Like, for the damage output that he does, for what he does, damn good. So, you let me know down below in the comment section below. In this video, like I said, it's just a complete little bit overview. The way I would build him, straight up, is Cerberus cards. The Book of Demons. Make sure you get his explicit Doom runes. And what I mean by that is right here is you got these 3 runes right here, which is the Rune of Doom. At first, it's really not that much, and it really doesn't grow up to be much. In all honesty, Nightmare just gains increased damage for 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20%. That is what I would focus on. If you're going to look at runes, that's going to help him out. In all honesty, he doesn't really need it. I'm gonna play that also. He really doesn't even need the runes. That extra 8% is great, but that extra 8% it really ain't gonna do him much good. You won't see that until you get to like at least level 3 till you see some significant value out of the demon book. So there you go. Let me know down below if you got V, how you feel about V, if you like V, if it's a character that you are going to be pulling for, or is it a character you did pull for, or if you're just going to bypass him and wait for Kill Thunder to come on out. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good one, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.